What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video we've got 10 Middle Eastern fragrances that are very affordable that have impressed me as of late. These are the ones that I personally have gravitated to, that I have been wearing and recommending, and I figured, hey, let's put them all together in one video and talk about them as a group, because these are ones you'll see popping in and out of my weekly rotation or recommended in list, full reviews I've done as of late, because I have just been digging these. I'm not always big on the clones. I have my criticisms, but there's certain ones that just do it for me. And these are those 10. Stay tuned. Starting with one that shows up in my weekly rotation pretty much at least once a week. This is from Maison Alhambra. This is Philos Messenger. This is a twist on Suspiro Vibrato. Pretty accurate to the profile overall, not even remotely close to the quality level, but the juicy citrus fruitiness, lightly spiced, ambery type of smell, it's just so enjoyable. The wife's a big fan of this one. I'm a big fan. Just a win, win, win. Wins all across the board with this fragrance. I would highly encourage checking it out. It's one that you can just wear for everything. It's of that Tiger vibrato type of profile, more vibrato than anything else. But yeah, I mean, for the money, it's actually fantastic. Is it going to replace the experience of vibrato? No. No, it will not. But it's almost there, and it does a pretty good job. And for the little bit you'll spend, I feel like you get a lot of value for your money. And it's, roughly average performer, because I know somebody's going to ask. And it's Philos Messenger, Maison Alhambra. One that I've been raving about as of late, this is a twist on Blue Talisman. This is Lattafa's Art of Universe. I have very much been enjoying this fragrance. This is, the mintiness here gives it a little bit of green, but more freshness and brightness than anything else. The mint and the ginger really brighten up the citruses and the fruits. You got mandarin orange and pear and stuff like that. I believe bergamot as well. Just beautiful, juicy fruit. On the synthetic side, sure, but man, up close, it's really not that bad. It's more chemically synthetic up close, but out in the air, pure magic. This fragrance is fantastic. A great performer on my skin. $39 well spent from Fragrance Buy. Very happy with it. Pretty close to Blue Talisman, not one-to-one. Again, another one that's not going to replace the experience of wearing Blue Talisman, but for the money, it gets me close enough, because I'm not going to buy Blue Talisman. I've had a decant. I like it a lot. I didn't actually see the, the hype on why it got so much love. I think there's a lot of other blue fragrances, even like Elysium, for example, that are just, to me, far superior personally. But I do like it, and I was like, if I could find a clone that gets me pretty close, I'll be happy. And I went with Fragrance World's Taj 2 first. Disappointment. Does not satisfy me. This, I'm there. I'm good. I'm not exploring any further. I don't want to try the other brands, because when I want something in the vein of Blue Talisman, I'm going with this. It does the job perfectly for me. And that's Lattafa's Art of Universe. This has become my favorite coconut fragrance. This is my favorite Paris Corner fragrance. This is one of my favorite releases of last year. It is just pure magic. Absolute pure magic. It is Paris Corner's Ministry of Gourmand. This is Coconut Lagoon. I rave about that. You see that juice level dropping. I wear this all the time. Once, twice, sometimes 3 times a week. I love it. My wife loves it. It's juicy citrus, almost like a bag of Skittles, really, with a sugary coconut, like a candied, sugared coconut, the way the caramel and vanilla come across. I don't smell caramel. I smell sugar. Straight up sugar cane coconut. And then it dries into a creamy vanilla. This is pure magic in a bottle. And I had somebody the other day comment they get no coconut. I'm very surprised. That's a case-by-case basis. I get plenty of coconut. I think they're looking at more traditional, like sunscreen or coconut water type of smell to say that's coconut, when no, this is more like artificial candied coconut, not authentic, fleshy, like shaved coconut that goes on a coconut cake. Like, it's not that. That's something like that is the coconut that'll be found in this very expensive niche fragrance called Queening from Mind Games. You'll find that kind of coconut experience in something like this. This is the artificial you can find in a candy bar kind of coconut, and it's so enjoyable. My God, does this smell good. Average performance, nothing crazy. Very loud in the first like 30 minutes to an hour. perfectly unisex, just candied sweet citrus. Just, mwah, love this fragrance. Can't say enough good about it. Again, that's from Paris Corner in their Ministry of Gourmand line. It's Coconut Lagoon. In the vein of Angel Share, but not Angel Share. Plum liqueur gives it this juicy, fruity smell. Cinnamon bomb. It is Lattafa's Teriaq Intense. This is my favorite Lattafa fragrance as I record this video, even over Art of Universe, which I think is my number 2 right now. Lattafa's had to step their game back up because all these other Middle Eastern brands have caught up with putting out some interesting stuff. Paris Corner has stepped up exponentially in the last 2 years. Fragrance World's very hit or miss. I call them a 50% brand. Sometimes they hit it out the park, and sometimes, like Taj 2. What's another one? Azure Oud, which some of you swear by is a great Oud Maracuja clone. I think disappointment when you compare it to Oud Maracuja. It smells like rotten fruit to me. Everybody gets so mad when I say that because feelings are involved in fragrance. Just read comment sections. You should see all the feelings when you give an opposing opinion. You might see some of it in this video. But this, first time I smelled it, I could barely detect it. After a few days, I guess it just amplified maceration quick, fast, and in a hurry, atomizing this bad boy. And yeah, changed the game. Monster performer on my skin again. Fruity cinnamon bomb. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. Ambery. Nice and warm, spicy spoonful of cinnamon type of stuff. Just absolutely stunning. I think their best work currently of all the stuff I've tried. Strong recommendation here on this channel would be Lattafa's Teriaq Intense. This stuff's abnormally strong off of my skin. It's basically peppered fruits with a little bit of an aquatic smell. That's how you can look at it. Typical red bottle designer kind of profile, really. Think Legend Red from Mont Blanc. Think Polo Red EDT and EDP. Think not fruity, because it's not fruity. It's more of a blood orange citrus, but like a little bit of Eros Flame. You know, most red bottle designers relate to the profile of Rasasi's Hawas Fire. I think this is a really good release from them. And it is abnormally strong. All of their flame. I haven't gotten the elixir yet, the Lamal elixir clone. I will. At some point, I'm sure. It was just hitting me from the atomizer. All of their fragrances are strong. Every Hawas fragrance is strong. Nose fatigue will set in, and you'd be like, bro, new batches of Hawas are watered down. Look, your juice cut. I don't want to hear all that. They're all strong. Our noses just wear down faster than others sometimes, but fruit, pepper, aquatic. That's simple. Loud, long-lasting, attention-grabbing. Synthetic, sure. Cheaper smelling. But out in the air, this stuff, I mean, that's all of them, right? Whew, man, this just continues to get stronger and stronger every time I smell it. This might be the most powerful one. I don't know how many of you are experiencing that, but this is stronger than Ice, regular Hawas, and like rivals Hawas Black's power for me, because Hawas Black's like absurd. This is as well. Again, continues to impress me. Like, I like it way more than I anticipated. I knew I would like it. I don't necessarily love it, but it's so impressive because it's a familiar style without smelling like any one of those red bottle fragrances I mentioned. Kind of similar to all of them. But just like blows them out the water in performance. And it's like 35 to 40 bucks. It's pretty impressive. It really is. It's Rasasi's Hawas Fire. Now, what impresses me so much about this is it's a twist. A big twist. Loads of peppermint with Lamal Elixir's DNA. It's Armaf, Club de Nuit, Lionheart. Man, I keep getting asked about Lattafa Kingdom. I hear that's pretty much trying to be one-to-one for the most part. I keep getting asked, what's better, this or this? What's better, this? I take donations. Y'all want to buy me a bottle of Lattafa the Kingdom and send it to me and have me review it? I'm at your disposal, folks, because I get, oh, when you going to buy this? When you going to buy? Hey, man. Slow it down. I can't buy everything all the time. But I actually prefer this to Lamal Elixir. Has the earthiness, has the honeyed sweetness, but the mint is overdosed, super dosed here, if you will. It smells like a peppermint candy. That level of peppermint fresh, bright, to where I think you could wear this year round. I think this is a Lamal Elixir DNA. You can wear it in the summertime. Over the top humidity, maybe not so much during the day, but indoors, evenings, yeah, totally. Love it. I absolutely love this fragrance. This has given me new hope with Armaf. Because Club de Nuit Precious gave me some new hope. I was like, that's really good. 2024, they had a really good release with that one. Club de Nuit Intense, the X-Straight, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I get asked about that one all the time. I'm going to buy that. I will. I'll get it at some point. But this, man, this rivals Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum for my favorite Armaf fragrance. Like, very much, because I just really love the twist. I like twists more than carbon copy trying to be the same fragrance clones. I like inspired by more than clone of, and this is inspired by, and it gives the right twist, in my opinion. And performance is fantastic, because I know that's very important to a lot of people. Club de Nuit Lionheart, man, from Armaf. Khadlaj impressed me last year when they entered the fray with their Le Beau Le Parfum clone with Khadlaj Island, and they impressed me with a few things here. First of all, I love the bottle. This studded look to the glass with the gold. It's a really nice cap, a beautiful pressurized atomizer, and they pretty much locked down the profile overall of Le Beau Le Parfum. That fruity, juicy, slightly powdered floral, fresh green, coconut water, aquatic, like all of it's here. The powdered sweet tonka bean, all the elements are here. It's not as beastly as Le Beau Le Parfum. I would call this an average 6-ish hour performer, but it's a little bit fresher in the profile. Honestly, it's smoother than Le Beau Le Parfum. I think Le Beau Le Parfum smells even more synthetic than Khadlaj Island. If you can find this one in stock, I don't know if it's currently in stock in the link below for Fragrance Buy. That's where I bought it from for like 34 bucks, 36 bucks or whatever. This is worth picking up. This is a really close representation of Le Beau Le Parfum, and the bottle is fantastic. Look, is the bottle the end-all be-all? No. But when you get a really nice bottle with a great pressurized atomizer and the juice inside is pretty damn good, for mid-$30 price point, win, win, win. It's another one that checks all the boxes. I'm impressed. I quite like it. This is definitely my favorite Khadlaj fragrance. That's Khadlaj Island. Now here's one of those 50% hits from Fragrance World that I was talking about. This is on that really good side. Like, they nailed it. They don't have bitter almond listed. They have these, notes that create this accord that are kind of similar to it, with like leather and saffron and stuff like that. It's a little bit more spiced than Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Platine Privé. I did compare it side by side with my decant of the original, and I'm good. I'm happy with Fragrance World's French Avenue Arsh. It's good enough. It does the trick. I wore this one last week. I wear it almost once a week. I've been gravitating to it. It's a really, really good release from them. Another one, great atomizer. Great bottle. Has that bright citrus, that bright juicy citrus, and it replicates that almond smell pretty accurately without exactly being the same. This is like really close. This is more clone of than inspired by, because it doesn't really have much of a twist here. But the quality here is pretty much on point for the most part with the Guerlain. I was very surprised. They did a really good job here. This, like, really good job. It's going to be redundant for those of you that have Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne, the white bottle, that Platine Privé is very, very similar to. Like, they're almost the same fragrance. Kind of the same here. Again, between those two from Guerlain versus this is a little bit spicier. I believe it's saffron that gives it the spice. But outside of that, pretty close representation. Really good performer. This is above average. Not a beast, not average. Like 6 to 8 hour range in longevity is what I get from it. This is a good one. This is one that impressed me from Fragrance World for sure. This French Avenue Arsh. Next, we got one of my favorite cherry fragrances. It's supposed to be a clone of Dazzling Cherry. I find the notes kind of similar to Guerlain's Cherry Oud. I haven't tried either of those, but Paris Corner's Ophidian Black Cherry, I quite like. It's smoky incense, a little warm and spicy. Hint of this dry wood oud smell with a black cherry note that stands out quite good. It smells great to me. Juicy cherry. Some of it got on my hands. That's why I'm go ahead and get that sniff off of my hand. This is some juicy ass black cherry. While still being quite smoky, dark, a little rich, resinous, and warm. Not funky, not animalic. Like I said, the oud note here gives it a bit of this like dry wood smell. This is a good one. This is my favorite. Mango Bliss is really good. Sweet Surrender, my wife loves that. She wears that pretty much once a week. All three Ophidian fragrances are really good. Like I mentioned earlier, Paris Corner has stepped up exponentially in the last 2 years, especially 2024. I think that was their best year in existence since they became a perfume company. mostly clones for the most part, but boy, they've been doing a good job. I gotta say, again, I'm never that big of an advocate for the clones. I always recommend the originals because 99.99999% of the time, the original is going to be the way to go to get the true experience. But some of these clones have been really freaking impressive. And it's more the inspired by and twists than clone of for me for the most part. But as you can see, we got kind of a mixed bag of that here in this video. That's why the word clone's not even going to be in the title, because not all of these are clones. Not all of these are clones, like Teriaq Intense, Hawas Fire, for example. Not clones. Coconut Lagoon, far as I know, I don't know what it's cloning, but yeah, we got some good stuff. As far as a clone from Paris Corner, if you like cherry, I strongly encourage this one. I get above average performance on this one. It's Ophidian Black Cherry. Last but not least, the biggest home run from Fragrance World I think they've ever made. Honestly. This was 2024's Clone of the Year. This was the most hyped clone that was so justifiably worthy of the praise it got, in my opinion. Liquid Brun in the French Avenue line. This is an impressive take on Altair from Parfums de Marly. It's a dead ringer. I find the quality is eerily similar. If I get this to focus. Very busy background. There we go. This fragrance is impressive. This is worth every penny of the $40 range you're going to spend on it. Performance is above average. It's a creamy, woody vanilla. You get the orange blossom, a little bit of citruses. All the elements that make Altair so lovable for people is here. I rarely, so rarely will say, get this clone over this niche original. Because Parfums de Marly is some mass-marketed niche. They're basically, a lot of people like to say they're just an expensive designer brand, and there's an argument for it because of the level of synthetics that they use. But look, I really like Altair, and that was another one where it was like, I don't like it so much that I'm cool with, I'm gonna wait till they start cloning it, and if I can find a clone that really scratches the itch, I'll go with that. Just like with Blue Talisman, I feel pretty much the same way, even though they're different fragrances. I feel pretty much the same way. My God. This is one of the most accurate clones I've ever smelled. This is so good. Those of you that love vanilla, because in case you didn't know, hashtag vanilla is life. It's a thing. This is amazing. Perfectly unisex. I don't think it's over the top masculine. I don't think it leans feminine. Again, it's a creamy vanilla with a dense woody, like vanilla spread over a sheet of wood, basically. Is how you can look at it. The orange blossom doesn't come across feminine or all it's scratchy. It doesn't add a powderiness. You have some freshness up top from light citrus. Hint of spice. This is just really, really freaking good. Again, hype justified. It is impressive. This is like the poster child for this type of topic. Even though I already made the thumbnail, it's not in the thumbnail. It's Fragrance World's French Avenue Liquid Brun. Well, that's the 10. That is the 10 main Middle Eastern fragrances that have very much impressed me for one reason or another, where I just keep gravitating to them, because honestly I don't think Philos Messenger is that impressive. I just really like wearing it and I keep going back to it. But there's fragrances like Teriaq Intense where I think just top to bottom it's an impressive fragrance, and then the relatability and ease to like, but also like smell you down the street the next day kind of performance. That's impressive to me. I don't always want a monster, but boy, if I want a monster, that's one of the first ones I'm going to think of. That stuff is eternal longevity, projection, and sillage for me. Just different reasons on why they impress me. I'll try to have links down below on everything here if you want to check anything out. Of course, you don't have to buy anything to watch my content. I just appreciate you making it all the way through the video. Thank you for that. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave. We'll see you on the next one.